What's up guys, it's Fred again from Influencer Unchained. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be setting up a merch store from start to finish filled with free winning products. On top of that, this merch store, which I will actually be running, is going to be for a charitable cause in which 100% of the proceeds will go towards mental health charities. Plus you can actually join in for free by simply following our Instagram page, which I'll link below, and just liking and sharing our posts.
Just do it!
And with that, before we get started with the video, be sure to gently smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for more cutting edge videos about making money online and digital entrepreneurship just like this one. Plus you can check out my investing channel as well. And with that, let's get started with the video. So first, for a bit of a status update on this meme page, I haven't really been following people too aggressively because I figured I should first decrease the number that my page is actually following, because this will actually look a lot better when people are actually coming over to follow my page so that it doesn't look like I'm sort of spamming follows. And so recently I've been doing a few hundred unfollows per day while making sure not to go overboard because I don't want my account to be flagged.
Of course!
But besides this, after I'm actually done doing a lot of these unfollows, I'm then going to be doing a lot more aggressive following using things like shoutouts as well as some types of automation that I'm trying to figure out right now to help me get more, do more follow for follow and grow my page a lot quicker. And as for the monetization aspect, we already have this Linktree link set up in our bio, which the purpose is to have multiple links within one link, one of which is actually to our merch store, where I already have one item listed from the previous video, which is the printable gratitude journal and mood tracker. You can check out that video in the description box below, by the way. And now I'm going to be further fleshing out the store with actual merchandise based on real winning products that have been doing really well on other marketplaces. This strategy not only works for those who have or want to grow a social media presence, but also if you want to just straight up sell merch on various print-on-demand marketplaces such as Redbubble. And with that, let's get right on to the first step of this process, which is to conduct product and keyword research. And there are actually a couple of ways to do this, the first of which being using the Redbubble popular tags tool website, where you can actually find out what the most trending keywords are on the platform. And by the way, Redbubble is one of the most prominent print-on-demand websites out there.
Yes!
And these trending ranked keywords are actually updated every single Monday, so you can pretty much be sure that these are indeed up to date. For instance, at rank 3 we have Bernie Sanders as a keyword, which you can actually just click into any of these links to check out the designs that are actually mostly at the top, or the ones that are usually the ones that are doing the best. So you can definitely refer to some of these designs to use for your own designs and whatnot. And then another one, another example is if I just scroll to the bottom, we also have Valentine's Day, which is coming up. So this could be another potential trend to actually capitalize on if that's your thing. Now, besides the Redbubble popular tags tool, which is completely free by the way, there's yet another really powerful website called Merch Informer, which actually has a free trial. So what you can technically do is just do a whole bunch of trend and product research before your trial expires, so that you don't necessarily have to even pay anything to use it.
Is this some sort of peasant joke that I'm too rich to understand?
Now, the typical way to use Merch Informer would be to first use the Trend Hunter to actually identify some of the top so-called movers and shakers, which means that these are actually the designs that are increasing in rankings the most recently on the Amazon marketplace. But because I already have a specific theme going on with my project and Instagram page, I'm going to instead be going with the mental health niche. Now, finding trending designs with Merch Informer is extremely easy. All you have to do is to type in the keyword of choice and then select the marketplace. In this case, I've selected the US Merch by Amazon shirts marketplace, and you can obviously toggle this to different types of shirts and different types of apparel. But anyhow, if I just scroll down to look at t-shirts specifically, these are some of the best-selling ones that are related to the mental health niche. For example, the second one seems to be really popular at around 4.5 star rating, 4.7 in fact, at 42 ratings. And as you can see, there are some other designs on here as well that I can perhaps get some inspiration from for my own merch store.
It'll be easy as 1, 2...
And now that we've identified a couple of winning designs, the next step would be to create our own merch. And first of all, Merch Informer does have their own product designer. If you just go to the top right, select your name to the drop down menu and then select the merch designer, you'll see that they actually have different types of templates, including Redbubble optimized templates, which actually works really well because Redbubble specifically requires really large pixel counts for the designs to be able to fit onto as many different types of items as possible. Personally though, even though it could take slightly more effort, I do prefer using canva.com because it's just a bit less buggy and more versatile than using the Merchant Informer's own product designer. But one thing that Merchant Informer does provide that is extremely useful is if we actually again head to the top right and then go to the drop down menu and select MI Graphics, you'll actually find that they provide every month, by the way, new royalty free. By the way, the license does actually allow you to sell them. So you have all these updated graphics every single month for you to freely use in your designs without having to worry about, copyright and any sort of laws. And with that, let's head on right over to canva.com to not only create some merch for our mental health store, but also some designs that are actually compatible with multiple different types of Redbubble designs, so we can sort of kill two birds with one stone and perhaps make more money.
I'm talking about this.
And so the designs I'm going to be basing my my own designs on will be these first two, which happen to be the most popular and are extremely simple to create as well, because as you can see, the first one is just a text-based design and the second one is pretty much very similar but with sort of a brain image in the middle. And here we have a canvas open right on canva.com, and this here is just one of my older designs for Redbubble, so I'm just going to delete it. But anyhow, when you're creating any merch templates and designs on Canva, you usually want to make sure your pixel count is as large as it can get in both the width and the height. So for example, if I open up the resize button right here, you can see that my current canvas here is around 5400 pixels by 4600 pixels. Now you can actually increase this to like 9000 or 10,000 even, because there's actually a cap of how large the pixel count can be on Canva. Now the reason for doing this is that the larger your image is in terms of pixel count, generally the more types of merch you can actually fit your image on within Redbubble. Anyhow, starting right off, let's go ahead and go with the text-based design, which is the mental health is health shirt right here. And this will be very easy to create. Plus, we don't have to worry about any sort of copyright issues because we're not using any images. And just the font that we use should be one of the free fonts on Canva, because certain fonts that are sort of premium may not necessarily have the right license for us to be able to use it. However, the same can be usually said for images as well. As long as you stick with the completely free images, these are usually from sources like Pixabay and other completely royalty-free or Creative Commons sources, so that you don't necessarily have to worry about copyright issues if you only stick with the free assets. Anyhow, getting started with the design, the very first step to take would be to go over to the text tab over on the left here, and I usually like to just either select a heading or actually choose from one of the templates that they have here, while again making sure that you're just using some of the free templates and fonts that they have. And after dragging in your template of choice, you can then go over to the top right to click on position and then select middle and then center to make this actually centered on your canvas. Plus, I also want to make it a little bigger first actually, and just sort of resize it by dragging on the edges. And then here, as you can see, there's like some subtext right below the header. So I actually want to go to ungroup first on the top right again to ungroup all these different blocks of text, and then just delete the ones I don't need by just highlighting them and hitting delete or backspace. And I'm left with this, which I can then actually change the text first and then do the positioning changes using the position tool on the top right.
A few moments later.
Next, to make this look even better, I can also shrink the distance between the lines to sort of make it compact for like what they have for their design here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do by just going over to, let's see, this tool right here where there's like an arrow that says spacing, and just reducing the line height slightly. And then the next thing to do is to change out the colors of each individual letter, similar to what they have done here. To do so, I can simply just highlight any letter I want and just go over to the text color option here and just select the color I want to change this letter to. And you can, besides these default colors, you can also select a new color and just drag and drop and just select the color that you want on this palette. And alternatively, you can even go over to Google and just type in whatever color you want plus the keyword hex code to then generate a code which you can just paste into here to have that color. For example, I can type in hex code gold, and then Google will tell you what the code is, and you can just paste it right over here.
Trust me.
Alright, and with our text pretty much set up already, one last thing I'm going to do is to actually add an image to go along with our design, just to spice things up slightly. And to do so, I can just go over to the Elements tab over on the left, and then over here under the search filter on the top right here, I can actually select free only, because again, some of the pro images may not have the right licenses for commercial use. That's just how Canva is. But anyhow, I'm just going to select free just to be safer select apply filters, and here I can just scroll through to look for images, or I can actually type in something like mind because we're doing mental health, right? I can just type in mind to see what actually pops up here. And with that, our design is pretty much ready to go, although I might actually come back just to tweak it slightly more. But anyway, first to download it, I'm just going to hit up the download button on the top right while selecting the PNG high quality image option, and then ticking the transparent background option as well, which actually is only available in Canva Pro. But if you actually use a free trial, or if you just Google a background remover, you might be able to just get away with not having Canva Pro or pay for it. Anyway, with that, I can just click on download. Now, before we get to uploading onto our mental health merch store, I want to first address the other method for making money with these designs, which is Redbubble. And if you really want to optimize and maximize this, what you'll actually want to do is to create accounts on a whole bunch of different print-on-demand websites, and then use a automation software such as this one called PodConnect, which by the way is actually owned by Merchantformer, to then basically upload your designs and descriptions and things like that and keywords onto the software, which will then allow you to simultaneously upload to all these different platforms at once.
Nice.
Plus, another way to actually make things a lot more efficient for you to sell a lot more designs at once would be to, for example, for one design like this one, you can just make some minor tweaks to create a whole bunch of other designs from that one design, right? For instance, you can just change out some of the colors, even make this like a lighter background with darker text, change out some of the images, etc., or just change the text altogether. An example would be, for example, if somebody made like a t-shirt about a certain city, you have the image of like a city, and then you can just change out the city name to whatever other cities there are, right? And thus with one design, you can actually create dozens of other designs simultaneously, basically. And even if you don't say pick up PodConnect, which I actually do recommend because it'll make things typically more efficient and optimized, but if you don't get it, you can still use Redbubble itself to very efficiently create different copies of your work and just mass upload sort of that way. For example, what I mean is here I have one of my previous Redbubble designs, and all you need to do to sort of create another one very quickly is to click on the gears icon. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, this is actually in the manage portfolio section in your account. So to access this, go to your profile on the top right here, go to the drop down menu and select manage portfolio. Then once you have at least one listing on your Redbubble account, you can then go to the top right of the listing to select the gears icon and select copy settings, which will actually copy over all the settings that you already set up for that listing, including all the different dimensions and positioning of that design, including the prices and all the different types of merch you have enabled for that design. For instance, here I've made a copy of that listing, and as you can see here, everything has already been pasted in from my previous settings, and all I need to do if say I wanted to do this mental health design is I merely need to replace the image right here, and then obviously change out all the text here. This is quite fast, by the way, and provided that I actually used a similar format to this earlier design that I did for this, and it actually is extremely similar because I basically kept the orientation about the same, somewhat centered and sort of narrow, as well as the dimensions are actually exactly the same as its previous design. So when you're actually doing this strategy, you definitely want to keep reusing the same Canva template, or just actually making a copy of it by just going to file and then make a copy, which is make a copy to just use the sort of same dimensions for all of your Redbubble designs to make things a lot more convenient. And subsequently, all these different types of merch I've already set up properly. For instance, the size of the image, as well as the centering, as well as the prices. I already have everything completely set up. So again, I don't have to do any of this stuff again, provided I use the exact same dimensions as well as a similar orientation for my images. And that is essentially one of the best ways to make money on Redbubble in a nutshell. Essentially, again, you want to create as many designs as efficiently as you can and upload using the copy settings option to as many different types of merch that you can on the platform, and it's really sort of a numbers game to get as many of your designs on it as you can. That are also trending, of course, because assuming you've used the trend research tools I told you about, you should have a bit of an edge there. Anyhow, coming back over to our mental health merch store, and I'm going to go through this rather quickly because I already showed quite thoroughly how to set a free digital store up with Teespring and how to upload a product onto it, so you can definitely check out that video, which I'll link in the description box of this one. But just to show you the uploading process again extremely quickly, I'm going to go over to my dashboard, hit up start designing on the top right here, and then over here just simply upload my design, which I think looks very nice right now. By the way, you'll notice that I've actually changed out the image because the earlier one was actually giving me a bit of a few issues because there's actually a frame around it, which I don't want. But here I've actually also customized the different colors that I want. So we have white, we have mostly darker colors though, so I think it actually looks nice for all of these. So we have black, we have dark blue, and so on and so forth. And after customizing my prices as well, and I do want to keep them fairly cheap right now, although I might actually come back to adjust these later. Anyhow, I can just hit continue. Here I need to just select the items I want this to be on, so I can actually select, let's see,
2,000 years later.
And at the end, I only landed up with 4 different types of options because I don't want to really clutter up my store. And so what I ended up with was just a t-shirt, original t-shirt, as well as a hoodie, and then an organic tote bag, as well as an eco unisex tee. This is a special type of t-shirt that is more eco-friendly, which I believe goes really well with the sort of mental health as well as charity theme. So I'm just gonna go with these 4 for now. And finally, last but not least, I merely have to just enter in a description and a title for this, which I already have done, and just very simply click on publish listing. Let me move myself. Publish listing right over here to make all these listings go live on our mental health store. Just kidding, because the act of uploading actually only made them go live for my Teespring account and not actually in my mental health merch store. So to actually add them in, I need to go to my store settings, and then on the left here, I can just tick all the items I want to add into the store, and then just hit the add button to let's see, okay, there they are, and then I can just hit done, and this will actually make them go live, as you can see right here. And that is finally pretty much everything I wanted to show you for this video. Remember, you can actually follow along with this mental health project by simply subscribing, or rather following, this Instagram page that I'll link in the description box below, and also subscribing to my YouTube channel for more of these updates for this particular business. Plus, you can download my free YouTube ebook in the description box below, which will teach you how to start a profitable YouTube channel as a side hustle and a hobby. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smash the like button if you liked it, subscribe to my channel for more cutting edge videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.